Hello, Soup fans. So, I am here in Copenhagen visiting RPM Records, which is the record pressing plant that we've partnered with to bring Soups on to life. I'm gonna go in and see how they're doing, and how the sausage is made. Or the wax, or technically the vinyl. I'll shut up and get out of the car now. Dodo? Anyone?
So yeah, this is, we share a room with, oh maybe I should grab that. Yeah, so we share space with some, like a company called Ice Cream Printing, so they do a lot of screen printing. So this is theirs and ours. And they also do, covers, vinyl covers for us sometimes.
What type of record cover sleeve are you going to be using for the project?
I actually think that like a gatefold would be perfect for it. And this one could easily fit 2 in each pocket.
Okay, so, well, the reason I brought you in here was to just sort of pretend that this is the start of the interview.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice to see you. Okay, fine.
We've come this far.
No, but we just started.
So, your name, I forget. What?
I forget. Who is this?
Oh, yes.
What do you do in my house? My name is Guðmundur Isfeld. I'm from Iceland. And I'm the CEO of this company and the co-owner with Matthias, who you will see later. You haven't seen him so far. We started off with the lathe that you're also going to see later. The lathe cutting from 2015 to 2018. Right after that, we started to we decided to invest in a press that we started running in 2018 March. And we've been pressing vinyl ever since. So, what we start by doing here is that you start pouring the PVC down here in this thing that we call a hopper, which hence the picture of Dennis Hopper here. And then you can see like the PVC in here. So once it goes from here, then it has to go through these 3 heating extruders, which each one of them has a spiral inside of it, which blends the PVC. The slower the spiral is, the more swirls you're gonna get, and vice versa. And then here at the end, it will go down in just a second, and then it will make what we call a puck, which is like a plastic puck, and it should go down right about now. All right, there we go. That's where the center labels are, and now all 3 things go in together: the puck and center labels for each side. And if you go a bit down here, you can see that it's gonna. And for example, this order, you can watch the process here. We can take it from the start here, the whole process, because as it is right now, there's 11 seconds of heating, 5.5 seconds of dwelling, and 16 seconds of cooling, meaning that steam, like right about now, it starts filling up the steam inside the molds that are have the stampers on them. And now that it's closed, now it's just gonna relax and do nothing, just dwell. And now cooling water starts going in and cooling down the record. So it needs like instant heating and instant cooling in order for the record to not warp and not look funny.
And what happens if that process gets weirded up, if it gets too hot or too cold?
This happens.
Cool.
Also have this one, or you can make cups or a funny hat.
Yeah.
If you're a pirate. And if you go in here, you can see the record coming out. And now it goes on to the trimmer, which is what we call the VAT or the mumps.
Yeah,
Just cuts those edges off. And here we go. Right. Now we can. And here's the record, hot from the oven.
Beautiful. So, pressing records is a huge industry, but there aren't a lot of record pressing plants around, and those that do exist really have to like scrounge for materials. Like there's an actual vinyl shortage.
Yes, it is becoming more stable now, but it was really like it was definitely the lockdown that kind of exploded it. So like when we started, I think if I remember correctly, that there were like roughly 60 pressing plants in the whole world in 2018. Now there's 135, and I think there's going to be 170. I heard at the end of the year. So it is really expanding, meaning that there's going to be more capacity for sure. And there's also opening up more plastic, like the people making the materials, the plastics and the printing, and there was a major shortage of lacquers, which you're going to see later, and stampers, which you're also going to see later.
Yeah, there's like one company in the world that produced them.
The lacquers, yeah. And one of the problems with that one is that I've heard at least that it takes like roughly a half a year. Like you make the plates, and then they need to like settle. So it takes like a half a year or many months at least to like test it. So like creating a new company, because the other guys that are running now, they don't want to share the formula. So like creating the formula, it will take you like, you need to try, and then you can try test it out, and like many months later, and then you need to like redo it. So it's gonna probably be a while until there's gonna be more on the market. So the standard versions are like when you're making vinyl records, you either cut it on DMM, which is direct metal mastering. This is like a pure copper disc, and so this is 4 songs. Either that or the more standard one, it would be the lacquer. The material is more soft. This is how most records are cut, not all. And then once you're done with this process, then you send it to the electroplating facility, where they will make the negative, which is made out of nickel. So this is the negative of the record. This is the thing that you put into the press.
Yeah.
This would be like that in the press.
Yeah.
And then both the center label and the puck will get squished in between it. And that's how babies are made.
But things are improving. So.
Yes, definitely. We went to have like 8-month waiting time, and now we're back to like 3, because we've also made like a lot of deals with suppliers that we weren't able to make before because they were so busy. So we only had to like rely on the like certain amount of suppliers. But now we really managed to expand in every way. So like now we're able to produce much faster. When things are running correctly, then we're making roughly 1,000 records a day. So that's a decent amount.
Yep.
It's a little above 300,000 a year. We've also done some really cool ideas. Like this was the work in progress, you know, but like where we screen print on one of the side of it, like so there's only music on one side, but then we screen print on the other. So like I'm a huge fan of the transparent one, because then you can also see it. Like then you have to look through the other side, and then you can also see it when it's on the turntable. But this is also really nice, where you have like just like a piece of art on the B side, and then yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you guys had any like requests for stuff like that, lockout grooves? And stuff?
Yeah, we do a lot of lock grooves for sure. It's like either we just did that one actually, Hooker live at Vega. That ends with like each side ends with just, you can hear like forever playing. People chanting.
Oh, cool.
Some of them have been like where like the grooves meet.
Oh.
Yeah. My favorite Monty Python record that I have is it's the limited edition with the special extra track, and then the extra track is, hello, yes, you've bought the limited edition. This is the extra track. End of that. My favorite actually Thurman Records one was they made a 12-inch single, like a maxi disc that had like a hidden 7-inch single inside of it. But the only way to hear the 7-inch single, you had to break the 12-inch, and it was like filthy expensive. I think it's like $500 to $1,000 now.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate hidden track, if you ask me, because you like have to ruin the record to listen to the 7-inch.
I think was it the Flaming Lips that did stuff that had blood in it, which they put in plexiglass because you couldn't.
Yeah. Also, there was a punk band that did Shit, Piss and Cum.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Flaming Lips did. I actually have one. If you wait a second, I have one record that we're pretty proud of having made. So this is a pretty interesting one. I came to think of it when you mentioned the blood in the record, because like this is the same company that we made this record for, The Weeknd. That the same company that also made the shoes for Lil Nas X with the blood in them. So with his blood in them. This is a company called Mischief. all they do is mischief. They just want to make something that, is crazy and out of the ordinary. So this time for the weekend, we made a vinyl record that was cut on the metal, like the DMM, which is what I showed earlier or later. Don't know where we are in the interview. Like, this is a real saw blade made exclusively for this record.
Oh, good God!
And it's really sharp. Like, you can literally you can try touching it, but be careful. Like,
oh God, that is sharp.
Yeah. So this is like made to put in a saw blade. It has to come with like its own adapter for the turntable. And this was made only 25 copies and was sold in auction. Yeah. And I think it sold for thousands and thousands of dollars. Do not use vinyl blade on a saw. This was a really fun project because this is one of our only clients that have been like, I told them, like, it might be pretty expensive to do this. So this is like, money's not an issue. All right.
Go nuts. Yeah. The tension, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh. What the heck?
It's a bit messy right now. Should have maybe cleaned it up a bit. But here's the cutter. What?
Good Lord.
So this is actually comes with like pre-made plates. Yep. Or records, if you will, and then just put them on here. And then there's to simplify the process, there's 2 speakers here. It's the right speaker and the left speaker, and then that goes down to this diamond here, yep. Down to the bottom, and then it just does. Yeah, it's simple and not simple, but then that will just shake the sounds.
Yeah.
It's real time.
Yeah, it's real time.
Yeah.
Which is also where everything can go horribly wrong if the sound is too loud.
We've tried way too many times after we've been cutting like 40 minutes and we're cutting like the last minute on the B side, and then just boom, and then there's 40 minutes of your life. Yeah. That's the mixer and that's the motor and the amp, of course. So yeah, it's this, that, and a party hat. Yeah, and then you got the vacuumer there. That's
okay. So we probably should explain the vacuum cleaner.
Okay, so what it does is that it cuts, like, there's like a thin layer of PVC, like transparency PVC on top of it. So that is what is basically being cut off. There's like a little pipe here that is the vacuumer, and then you can see that goes all the way here through this pipe, and then it filters the plastic there from the top. I can actually show you if we have some here. So this is actually the material that's getting cut off.
Ooh.
And then that vacuums off.
Looks like a tiny little doll wig.
It is.
So our record is about a crazy toy maker who steals children's souls and put them into dolls.
There we
go.
Kind
of appropriate.
Exactly. Here is actually the diamond that cuts the record. Like, no, it's probably hard to get focus.
Come on. Yeah, there you go.
The tone arm, actually, you can like real time listen to what you're cutting.
Oh, right. Oh, so that follows behind the cutting needle.
Yeah. Because this one puts music in it, and this one, like...
Yeah.
So this is basically an out, and this is an in.
Yeah.
These are the stampers. The bottom is B side, and the A side is rule of thumb is on the top. And this is the hydraulic oil. It's in here. This is the heat, so this one is really hot. This is the cooling, so not as hot. Because these are the molds where the water goes through, and the steam and the cooling.
I don't think I've ever been this up close to factory equipment of this type.
Well, there you have it.
This is. I'm gonna save this video just for those long, lonely nights. Oh, and he's gloved up.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's because, of course, you don't want fingerprints or smudge or anything going on the.
Chemicals. So.
Yeah, it's also like
chemicals.
Acetone.
Also, we don't want to kill the workers.
Like, it's more important, like in Scandinavia, like 180 gram record is not that big a difference than 140. But like if you're in like really hot countries, or like the South States in the US, maybe driving it all the way from Canada down to the South States, that's going to have such heating difference that it might actually wobble a lot if it's not a thick record.
Oh yeah, I was watching some dude on YouTube who lived in Arizona.
Yeah.
And he made the horrible mistake of putting his vinyl collection inside a cabinet with glass doors. So it was basically
I've been there.
a fucking sauna in there. Big mistake. Reminds me of that weirdo who tried to press his own records on Play-Doh. It played once and then it broke his turntable.
No shit.
Special sauce. I will put it on the stampers in the grooves to clean whatever it can be in there.
You're basically shampooing the master.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
New spindle.
The hot out of the oven labels. And now the reason why you put them in the oven is for the cinnamon freshness.
Yeah, to get all the moisture out, otherwise they
Oh yeah, they will, what was it, explode.
explode or stick to the stamper, so
Oh,
like a piece of paper on the stamper, don't want that. Taking the ones we be able to use last production out of the cartridges.
you think of something like a industry thing, like with a lot of pipes and stuff, would have a lot of wastage, but there really isn't a lot of wastage in record pressing.
Try to minimize it as much as possible.
Like everything, like you can actually, which is the good thing, you can recycle the material.
Exactly.
Probably because you don't have to eat it. Well, there was that one insane dude who pressed his record on chocolate. I can't remember who that was.
Sounds crazy.
Yay. That was a flexy maneuver too.
Turning on the water pump. Settings in. Checking state. Everything is running fine. First I'm going to heat up the molds again. Otherwise we'll just start up with cold molds and cold stampers and we'll record one work.
Like you're piloting a spaceship.
Yeah. Now I'm getting the plastic that's been sitting for some time and doing nothing. It sounds worse than the plastic when the machine runs. So I have to purge a bit of that out. Yeah, exactly. Oops. Close.
Oh, look at that.
And go.
Yeah, got a little.
Where's jiggly?
You can hold it. It's a bit warm.
Ah, Jesus.
You might want to cover yours.
Oh shit. Was that it? I'm fine. Oh, and there's the first one.
Yep.
Beautiful.
You want to keep stringing?
I think my son would actually like this. It's like a little... Jesus, it's still hot.
Want to go outside or?
Explain the whole process outside and show them the Eye of Mordor.
Oh, okay. Outside, there's three things that keeps the machine going: steam generator, the cooling, and we have the air compressor. The thing making a noise right now, that's the air compressor. So here, this is the steam, and in here, not right now, but soon it will come a lot of. It will start to heat. That's the Eye of Mordor.
Oh!
Yeah, the Eye of Mordor.
Holy crap!
Yep. Heats up the water to about 160, 180 degrees.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. No Jesus. Hell, we're all sold to Satan. So all the cooling water, but there's like a piece of metal in the middle that separates the cooling water from outside from the inside. So there's a closed water system that loops. Every time it goes through the machine, of course it gets hot because the machine is hot. Goes back into the big blue one there, and then the cooling from the outside will cool that down. And then we get a lot of excess plastic called flash. We get this from.
Oh yeah, all the trims that get cut off the record.
Yep, and we put that in here in the grinder, and we grind it, and we get it go down into there to regrind.
Yeah, so like we roughly use 15 to 20% of all our plastic is recycled material. Many of our customers actually prefer 100% of it, but that might affect the sound. So, like we always say, with like if it's punk, it won't affect it because you won't hear. It's just like small background noise. But if you're making classical music, for example, then we would never use more than 15%.
Yeah.
And like the crazy thing is, like if it's raining outside, it could be like we might have to customize it even different, like a little bit differently than because like the humidity and there's just like there's so many factors to do with it. And like Frodo was talking about with, you know, the cooling is like a lot of it is outside. So like if it's super hot, then we also have to change the settings a bit. And so that means that you have to like constantly change the center labels because they, we put them in the oven there for like the center labels that go in the press. And they have to be for like 100 degrees for at least 3 hours to completely dry out. Otherwise, it will explode on the vinyl. It won't like explode, but we call it exploding. So it's basically like it will rip. Because like the puck will stretch the record, like the label out completely with it. Oh. So it kind of looks like it's exploded on the vinyl.
We started with like cutting records, and then we were like, we will want to expand and like want to be a part of this. And we love records, we love music, so being a part of the movement, the culture.
Yeah, for me it was just turning my hobby into my work.
If there's any problems, perish the thought.
Then we take a picture of it there, record it there. And yeah, and inspect it.
Inspect it.
Inspect your gadget.
Yeah. So, we will assuredly have a quality product.
And that's a guarantee.
Yay!